Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So here we go. Let's get started on this storyline. So, first off, though, I have to mention the winner of the card pull is Gary Hall. So, in the description box, you will find a free link to watch that video that I did for Gary. Anybody can watch it. I always make them available to everyone. And then, if you would like to enter to win, be a subscriber, give this video a thumbs up, and then I've been asking a question, something love related, because I'm doing a winner every day up until Valentine's Day. And I thought, you know what? Let me ask this: what's your favorite like love poem or love song? Um, just because I've like there's so many people out there in this world who have great love quotes, famous people, whatever it may be. But if there's something that really speaks to you, what is it? So now, with that in mind, don't forget to watch tomorrow's bonus message to see if you're the winner, okay? Now, let's get into this. So, for the bonus messages, I usually always start this out with something real, some anecdote, something to do with Aries. And oh my gosh, my little baby, he's done this before, but if ever I have like a bad dream or just a difficult time, like breathing or something, he like comes up and lays like either completely on me if it's like a bad dream and he's waking me up, or he'll lay like and kind of half crush me. And it's so funny. He's sure that that is going to fix it. And so I had a really bad bout of asthma last night late, and he was particularly like checking on me. And it's really funny to see how, I mean, he's, especially if I'm alone in the house, he really is right, like hovering over me like that. So it was really cute. We have the Lovers in the reverse. We have the King of Cups upright. We have the Justice upright, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So if I'm talking about like the attentiveness that someone shares with another person, that's maybe what we'll keep in mind. And in this storyline, it's actually identifying the lack of attentiveness. This says someone didn't show their love, yet they had love. So why was it so unfairly hidden? Is that's what it looks like right now. With that Three of Pentacles, it says this character wasn't out trying to get with somebody else, but nor were they showing up and giving the love to someone. And that energy of this is an injustice. They might have been saying, well, I have a lot of love, but you have to show me something first before I'll put energy in. And that might have been a really unfair way to handle something, because love is supposed to be an expression from both people. But it almost feels like someone said, yeah, I have a lot to give, but I'm not going to give it to you unless you show me a bunch first. Is that, this is somebody who wouldn't be attentive unless they had, I mean, everybody wants their needs met, right? So that's not really like a rude or bad thing per se, but the fact that, sorry guys, the fact that we still have this character who's, tell me about the injustice before I say anything else. We got a 10 of Cups, we have the Emperor, and we have the Three of Wands. This character, the injustice in all this is that they wanted a 10 of Cups, but they may have had this idea in their mind of, okay, normally an Emperor in the upright is an amazing character. The only reason that I'm going to suggest that this might not have been so amazing is because, remember, we have the Justice card first, so this is going to change the flavor of this. But they stand here and they have all these people on strings. Now, we could say this Emperor has so many people to think about, so many responsibilities, but this could also be somebody who's a bit of a puppeteer without even acknowledging it. They are, maybe admittedly, they have been in career paths where they've been, this could be a high level of responsibility. They could be somebody where, they're a surgeon who literally holds people's lives in their hands. They are, a transportation specialist that literally they are responsible for everything that happens. A captain of a ship, everybody has to get off the ship before the captain if anything goes wrong. Pilots, drivers, bus drivers, all those things, right? They have a lot of lives that they're responsible for. That heightened sense of responsibility could have crossed a bit of a line into this perception that you do as I say. You have to do it the way I want you to. I mean, obviously, captain of a ship needs his passengers to obey the rules. Airplane captains will land planes and bump people off if they're misbehaving. I mean, there are rules, right? So I understand that for the safety of all and for the responsibility of the one in charge, they hold that power, as well they should. However, when it came to love, the demand that they placed, the expectation that they placed, their, I don't want to say controlling attitude, because this, again, I want to give this person the respect that they're due as an emperor, but I still want to point out that their mindset may not have shifted much to contemplate love and a partnership. They may still have been in this idea that you're on my love plane now, and I'm gonna ground it, and or I'm not going to fly it unless you behave the way I want you to. And that wasn't fair, because it was it was always like, I'll give you love in the future after you prove to me for X amount of time, because that's what I expect from my passengers on my love plane. I don't know how else to say this, okay? There was something unfair about this. There was something about, later I'll give you attention. Later I'll give you love. I love you now, but I won't be showing it to you. You'll be doing what I want you to, and I'll be able to have what I want from you later. I think it was their way or the highway, and there was an expectation of their thought about what they should be putting in, or even when they should be putting in effort. That seems to be the confusion in all of this, the thing that was unjust. Could be a Libra, could be Gemini. We have both of those showing up. The World, the Three of Cups, the Nine of Swords. Something in all of this about, I don't know if there's something about the future. Now we have the World, which talks about distance, talks about possibly global travel, talks about passage of time, talks about new beginnings, coming back together. But what is this about the worry and concern, the Nine of Swords? I don't like what I'm about to say, so I'm going to hold my tongue for just a minute until I see. Tell me the Nine of Swords. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. I sincerely hope that it's not what I'm about to contemplate. I'm going to throw it out there because I see it, but I don't know that this is 100% right. If they thought, it would be not too bad for someone who thinks so highly of themselves to be put in their place a little bit, where they can wait until I'm darn good and ready to come back because they need to behave in a certain way for me. If they thought they were dealing with somebody who had a real strong sense of power, this could have been this expectation that, yeah, I'll get back together. I know they've been crying over me, but it's not bad for them. They can handle a little bit of, self-reflection and worry that what if I wasn't good enough? I mean, I do want them, but it's better to humble them a little bit first. That's why I'm like, ooh, I don't like that one little bit. And I don't know that that's it, because it really shouldn't be. Even with that Justice card overseeing, though, the Emperor, I have to lay that on the table and contemplate that. Now, is there another way I could look at this? They may simply be aware that after all this time, whomever they didn't give to could have been put through the ringer, could have been made to feel really sad, but has picked themselves back up and is still that Queen of Wands. Now, you notice this is a king and a queen, but they were in this Emperor mode at one point where they said, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I want a 10 of Cups, but down the road in the future, and really this person should behave the way I need them to. So I'll have a new beginning with them. And yeah, I know she probably will have gone through some hurt and pain, but she's a Queen of Wands. She'll dust herself off. It'll be fine. There's a lack of consideration here. Why? Why the lack of consideration? Why the holding back in the first place with the Lover's card in the reverse, and yet they were in this Lover's energy of the King of Cups? We had the Knight of Wands, we had the Three of Pentacles, and we had the Eight of Cups. So they came in, they got a dose of what they wanted from her, said, I'm going to work, we're going to do this, and then left. Okay, so this is a character who came in like a knight, made big promises, and then split. They did not give to this. They did not lock it down. They did not try to build this into a long-term love relationship. But in their mind, they were like, oh yeah, I wanted some of this. I make a statement that I want a lot of this, but I'm still leaving. And yet they had this King of Cups energy. I'm sorry, I said earlier Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and I'm sorry, it's King of Cups and Queen of Wands. Did they only realize that they actually had love after they split? The Sun, oh man, she really stayed on their mind. Leo energy here. She could be a Leo since we saw her as a Queen of Wands. They really have emotion for her, but they also have this weird sense of like, yeah, but I can have it when I'm ready for it. Two of Cups. For them, this was like, it's a sure thing, so I know it'll be mine. I don't have to do right by this person or do right by this connection because it's a sure thing. I know it'll be mine later. And even if she's sad, she'll be fine. She's a Queen of Wands. What's the message for them on that thought process that I don't have to treat this right. I don't have to deal with this properly. I don't have to hold someone's heart carefully in my hands because I know it's a sure thing. I know that this is special. I want it. It'll be mine when I'm ready for it. We got an Eight of Swords. Did they try to get her locked down in a way that was a Princess of Wands? It feels like they wanted her stuck on them for later. Like they wanted to put her in a little gilded cage and make sure that she was crazy about them. I feel like they came on hard and fast and made big promises and then disappeared. But in their mind, it was like a slam dunk. She's hooked on me now. She's going to miss me so much. It'll just be so great. But when I do come back, it'll be so awesome. In the meantime, she's going to be out there just kind of like, little by little, working on something, rebuilding her. If I cause her any grief or anything, she'll be stuck on me. And so it'll slow her down in meeting somebody else. Justice card, Prince of Swords. And their ideal was then they could quickly go do what they needed to and then bounce back in. Super unfair, super bad behavior. Everything about this says it was a really bad behavior. And the universe is saying you've got karmic justice for this. What's their karmic justice, universe? I mean, I know what I'm guessing it's going to be, but we haven't seen the cards for it yet. Three of Cups, Seven of Wands. They're going to have one devil of a time trying to get her back. They think that it's going to be a slam dunk to get back into her life. That Three of Cups, oh hell no. We got Seven Wands blocking the path. See, they left her alone. Him, her, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. They left this person alone so long, sure that they could come back in and have it later, have it their way. But she's had plenty of time to do some deep inner work. We have Four of Sacred Circles. We have Ace of Sacred Circles. And with that deep inner work, what she may have come to the conclusion of is she dealt with those ghosts. She dealt with the ghost of them. She sat alone. She did some vision quest. She figured some things out, and she may be a completely different person than who she used to be. She's got a line drawn in that sand now. The old me is not the new me. So this is what happens when somebody's really callous, when they think that they can have whatever they want, that their responsibilities or their job or their wants and needs are more important than another's. Especially when it's somebody that they say, I love them, I'm going to have that 10 of Cups with them later. Doesn't matter. I ran in, I got something from them, and then I disappeared, but I don't have to worry about it. They're hooked on me. They love me. That very arrogant attitude has possibly, their karma is that it will have cost them her, because I think because of dealing with them, it's changed the way she operates. Let me see. Universe, how is she looking at life at this point, and in particular, like situation with them? Well, she's learned how to manifest different for herself. She couldn't like manifest them back. She's instead manifested positive things in her own life. She's different. I do not believe that this is somebody who would just easily accept anything. With this Five of Cups, I think roles are going to be reversed. I think they are going to be stunned to discover that she manifested somebody new, possibly a Virgo Gemini. She's booed up with somebody else, and the Emperor's over here in the corner crying. I think that's the thing. When you think it's all a slam dunk and you get it all your way and you don't have to treat people well, and you can still come back because it's like, oh, it's a sure thing. We're a Two of Cups. She's going to be mine. This says no, she's not going to be theirs. She manifested somebody that would be present, and it's them who's actually going to have to face the fact that they've lost her. It's a final message on all this. The Tower and the Queen of Wands. I think they're going to have a real breakdown when they recognize the Queen of Wands is somewhere else. The Queen of Wands did rise from the ashes. The Queen of Wands did break away from them. They thought they put her in this little jail cell. They thought they got her stuck on them and knocked her confidence down to just a page's confidence and would slow her down enough to stay hooked on them until they were ready to come back. But that didn't happen. She changed the game on them by sitting there quietly and thinking so much about the circumstances and deciding she wanted someone better, something better for herself. She got herself out of this prison cell that they put her in, and I think it's going to be a big shock. I don't think that they could believe that she would have moved on. This could be a very rude awakening. The Fool. If they suddenly take this leap to come talk to her, to come find her, to have a conversation with her, there may be a new boo that opens up that door. We got the Higher Self and we got the Action of Pentacles. I think they're going to realize that exactly why this happened. They took way too long. Way too long. I think their higher self is going to call them out for it. And I think that they're going to recognize, oh my God, she's gone. I left her out there crying with this very callous attitude that my life is more important. My job is more important. My things that I need to do are more important. She's in love with me. I'll get her back later. I don't need to honor this connection. It's better if she just stays stuck on me. I don't really have to deal with her right now, but I'll get her back later. I think that attitude, the need for them to change, they didn't change. She did. They come back expecting her to somehow still be there, in love with her and excited to see them. She's not. She's gone. She's somebody else's queen at this point. Action of Wands. I think they're doing a lot of reflecting. I think that they may have been an emperor in their job, but they were a knight when it came to love. They didn't offer anything, even though they had a king's amount of love. This person, how could they have made such strange choices in dismissing the most important connection of their life? The Lovers, the Three of Cups, the Lovers. Are you freaking kidding me? You know what's crazy? This person wanted to believe this fantasy that because we have this very special bond, I don't need to honor it. It's a bond that won't ever go away. I can come back at any point in time. We'll find each other again. Maybe somebody told them that, like, oh, you two will always be together. You're destined. It doesn't really matter what happens. You'll find your way back to each other. Maybe they sat down and they thought that they had this. They got the tea from somebody. Some stupid freaking friends sat there and said all this crap about, oh, whatever. She still loves you. She's waiting for you. Of course, you two will be back together. And they dismissed it. They give really bad advice. They sat down and they got what they thought was the truth from friends that were freaking stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That is a dumb thing to decide, that you don't have to honor a connection. You can come back whenever you want because she still loves you and is calling out to you. Boy, did they have a bloated idea of how love works. Even if there's love, you can ruin it. You can crush it just like you rip up a flower. You don't do that with people's hearts. The truth is there was love, and that's exactly why it was so heinous that they didn't honor it and that they didn't treat it like it was something special, because this was special. These two did choose each other, and yet they didn't take the action. Okay, I'm sorry, but this person made their mistakes. They got these mistakes that they chose to listen to some really bad. It's not that it wasn't true that there was big love here. They didn't listen to the fact that they actually had to honor it. And they thought that one truth would be enough to dismiss, instead of saying, when you know that there's a truth there, like the reason truth is there at all is because hopefully it helps us to make good choices, right? They should have honored this connection. Instead, they used the truth that this really is love to say, that's why I can treat it so bad. Sorry, I'm glad that they're not ending up with this person, because I would be very concerned about how dismissive they are of something important, and how comfortable they are treating something precious with zero regard. I just don't think that that would have made a great partnership, even though the love was there. I mean, is it frustrating to see something that isn't going to work out all because of this? Yes and no. Let me see. The Magician is here. Let me get one more. 10 of Cups, Inspiration of Wands, 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. I think that, remember, this is about her manifesting a real 10 of Cups. They left her alone. That's that page again, the Page of Wands. They left her alone long enough for her to be manifesting the kind of relationship she'd really want to have, which turns out it was up ahead for her. She probably did hold space hoping it would be them, but at some point it was like, waiting for someone to treat me nicely isn't what my 10 of Cups is. My 10 of Cups is up ahead. I need to keep moving on, because someone who can hold back from me, not check in on me, not be there for me, not deal with the day-to-day, not build with me, that's not love. My love is somewhere up ahead. And I think she came to realize that it's not enough to say, oh yeah, I love them, they love me. Now I don't have to treat them nicely or be considerate of them, because it's such a sure thing. It's that person had a lot to learn, but in this storyline, it actually says it was her lesson on how to let go of someone who's not actually present, not showing up, not giving. So I guess she learned it and moved on. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Bye.